Russell Hill, a man who enjoyed the simple pleasures of life, never thought of himself as a hero. His days were filled with routine, a comforting predictability that he cherished. But all that changed on a day that began like any other, a day that would forever etch itself into his memory. What started as an ordinary walk took a sudden turn, thrusting him into a whirlwind of chaos and courage. Little did he know, he was about to face a test of character, a moment that would define him as a beacon of bravery. It was a day much like any other. The sun was shining, casting a warm glow on the neighborhood. Russell decided to take a leisurely stroll, enjoying the fresh air and the quiet ambiance. As he ambled along, lost in his thoughts, a piercing scream cut through the serenity. It was a sound that sent chills down his spine, a desperate cry for help that he couldn't ignore. Without hesitation, Russell ran towards the sound, his heart pounding in his chest. The scream led him to a narrow alleyway, a shortcut often used by locals. As he peered into the dimly lit passage, a scene of horror unfolded before his eyes. Two pit bulls, their eyes wild with aggression, were circling a young boy, their menacing growls echoing off the walls. The boy, no older than 12, cowered in fear, his small frame trembling. He was trapped, his back against a wall, his face etched with terror. The dogs were relentless, their teeth bared, their bodies tense with the anticipation of attack. The boy's cries for help were lost in the cacophony of snarls and growls. The air was thick with tension, the stench of fear palpable. Russell knew he had to act quickly. The boy's life hung precariously in the balance. Time seemed to slow down as adrenaline surged through his veins. Without a second thought, Russell charged into the alleyway, his voice booming as he shouted at the dogs, trying to distract them from their prey. The element of surprise caused the dogs to momentarily turn their attention towards him, their eyes burning with a newfound aggression. Russell, unarmed and unprepared, stood his ground, his courage unwavering. He knew the risks, knew the potential consequences of his actions, but the thought of the helpless boy fueled his resolve. The dogs lunged, their powerful jaws snapping at him. Russell fought back with everything he had, kicking and shoving, his mind racing, his body a shield between the boy and the vicious animals. Every bark, every growl, every snap of their teeth was a stark reminder of the danger he was in. He felt a surge of pain as one of the dogs managed to bite his arm, but he refused to give in. He wouldn't let the boy become another victim. Just when Russell thought he couldn't hold on any longer, a police siren pierced the air. Officer Michael Darst, responding to the commotion, arrived at the scene. His presence startled the dogs, causing them to momentarily hesitate. Officer Darst, with his firearm drawn, managed to subdue the animals, pulling them away from Russell and the terrified boy. The nightmare was finally over. Russell, battered and bruised, collapsed to the ground, his body trembling with exhaustion. He had put his life on the line, his own safety secondary to the well-being of a complete stranger. The boy, miraculously unharmed, was reunited with his family, their gratitude towards Russell boundless. They hailed him as a hero, their savior. Russell's act of valor earned him the prestigious Carnegie Medal, a testament to his extraordinary bravery. Despite the trauma and the physical scars, Russell remained resolute, his spirit unbroken. He knew that if faced with the same situation again, he wouldn't hesitate to act. His was a heroism born not out of bravado, but out of an innate sense of compassion and an unwavering belief in the inherent goodness of humanity.